Hey guys, JamiyJamie today, and welcome to playing some more Brick Bronze, as you can see on screen now. Today, we're doing something special because, well, not something special, I guess it is in a sense, but we're going to start and EV train our new, or a PvP team for this game, because you guys probably know, or you should know, that, I do a PvP series on the Project Pokemon game, so I want to do it on this game too, just I need to EV train a few Pokemon, so far I've EV trained Lucario in speed and attack, as you can see there, fully done. And it hasn't got all of the movesets right now. It's got Blaze Kick, which I want, and Earthquake, which I want. I'm going to need to swap out these because it is a physical attacker, as you can see. And I also have Gallade done, which they're both fighting types, so obviously I'm not going to want to use them both in the same battle. It's just so I have some Pokemon already that I can just keep swapping up if I need to. But he's got Shadow Sneak, Sword Dance. I don't know if I want to keep Psycho Cut, but I'm definitely not going to keep Razor Leaf or Magical Leaf even. But this one is also EV trained in the same stats. I think it might need some more speed EVs. I'm not too sure because it looks like it's not completed. So I'm going to have to probably EV train it some more, but I'll do that later on my own time. But anyway, today, as you can probably tell from the title, and you can tell from the ability on this Pokemon, we're doing our Protean Froakie. So, right now we're going to start it on Magikarps, because we want it in speed, and what that does in speed, and why is someone calling me? What? Okay, I'm going to go offline on Skype. Lol. Okay, so then, like I was saying, I've completely forgot Skype was still on. I'm going to do Protean Froakie. I'm going to EV train speed. Magikarps are level 10. I think they're level 10. But because they don't know any attacking moves, we can easily get some free XP and EVs off it. Also, this one's going to be physical Froakie, which you're going to probably tell me it's a bad idea. I'm also going to get a special attacking Froakie, of course, because it's just to throw things around and just like confuse people. But it has got Toxic Spikes, which I hugely encourage because Toxic Spikes is great. So yeah, we're gonna start doing that anyway. I need to find my mouse. In fact, we should probably put that away. So put that there. That's the Pokemon I used to hatch eggs with because it's got Flame Body. It's got random EVs probably. Yeah, it's only got a couple though because I'd never use it in battle. But we're gonna take our Greninja along with us just in case we find a Goldeen. Because now Goldeens are pretty common, but not as common as Magikarps in the area where I EV train. So if you want to EV train in speed on this game, I literally just sit on this spot and just keep fishing. I mean, it's a lot easier than just trying to find Pokemon because you can't walk around in circles as easy as Project Pokemon, unfortunately. But just fishing is pretty easy, as you can see. Magikarp already, got a Froakie, and we can do this. So I could EV train all my Pokemon at once by using the XP share, but because if I make one screw up, then that's my complete team done. I have to breed new hidden abilities for everyone, so I want to take it one at a time. So yeah, also I'm going to turn off, actually I need a calculator open too so I can keep track. I also need to turn off the auto save in case I do screw up, so it doesn't do that. But see how long it's going to take, just do this. I mean, damn, I'm glad Pound has 35 moves, because I actually don't know if it's going to be able to take it down with 35. It might, I'm not too sure. I'm going to guess around 15 to 20 it's going to take to just kill this one. But Froakie should level up to around 4 or 5 just from this one Magikarp. It isn't the best XP, of course, since it's only Magikarp, but you get something. In fact, I might only get to level 3 off of this, which is really bad, but gotta start somewhere. And of course, Magikarps are probably the best place to EV train speed since they literally don't attack back, which is probably one of the greatest things on this game for EV training. And since there's only Magikarps and Goldeen in this area, all this water, you literally don't really need to worry about it. And plus the Goldeens, I mean, for at least my Froakie, this physical Froakie, I can just KO them because they give you attacking EVs, which is really good since you can EV train 2 at once. Although I'd say probably 1 in every 10 battles, 9 of them are usually Magikarps. Maybe 1 is a Goldeen. Well, that's the ratio that I've found out through EV training my Lucario and Gallade, which EV trains most of them here. For speed, and I managed to get a few EVs on them by doing all my speed EVs. And then for this rest of the attack, I think I went to the next route in this area, so I want to say route 8? I think it's 8. I'm actually... No, it's not 8. I'm sure it's... No, it's not 7. I'm sure it's 8. So yeah, I think actually the one to my right, when I get out of this battle, should be route 7. So yeah, I think it is route 8 where you can find Lucario. I usually wait for the dog Pokemon. I really can't remember what they are called. I want to say they start with H? Herdias, maybe? I don't even want to try pronouncing them, to be honest. But yeah, 57. Okay, looks like we might level up to... Okay, we level up to 3. Okay, I'm happy with that. Is it going to level us up more? No, damn it. Oh well, I'll take level 3 just because I can get a few more kills really easily. Okay, I need to turn this autosave off in case I do screw up, because that would suck. Indeed, that would suck. Also, I have reduced graphics on, so when recording I don't drop frames like mad, because that would suck if I do. I mean, why wouldn't it? Okay, but I need to heal these up. I think this is a Protean Froakie, if you don't know what the hidden ability was, or what it does. I was meant to say this before, but I completely forgot, because I got that Skype call, but it means that if you use a move, so for example, Froakie, if I go into it, is a water, and I think when it's Greninja, it's dark and water, but since I use a normal type move, which since it's only got this, it'll change its type into a normal type, so it wouldn't be weak to electric or grass, it would only be weak to fighting, which is really good, to be honest. I mean, that's really overpowered, so honestly, I'm not too sure what attacks I really want for a Froakie yet. I thought of a move pull a while ago, and I mean a while ago. It's probably been a month now since I've actually put some effort into Froakie, since I've been trying to get hidden abilities on other Pokemon. But yeah, I'll probably easily find another one. I'm gonna have Smackdown, so if I'm fighting a flying type Pokemon or just a Pokemon with Levitate, I can use ground types on them when I use Smackdown, so that'll help hugely, because a lot of my Pokemon will most likely have Earthquake, to be honest. I mean, especially if I want to do a double battle. I think it's a double battle where you just do 2v2, because obviously I'll want a flying type Pokemon myself, then a Pokemon with Earthquake or Surf even. Then again, Surf, it'll still hit the flying type, so I guess Earthquake could be better for that. And then if I use Smackdown on Gengar, for example, I can hit with Ground, and I think it's got a weakness for Ground since it is Poison. I want to say it does, I'm not 100% sure on that. I'm just going to say it does. But yeah, it's going to take a long time to try and EV train on this game. I think it's harder to EV train on this game than Project Pokemon, of course, since Project Pokemon is a little bit easier to EV train on, in my opinion, but I mean, it just takes a long time in general, just an EVA game, to be honest, but yes. At least that's Mudcap down. Actually, do I have a place to put webcam on this game? I actually don't know if I've done webcam on this game. I think I might have done it once, but I'm guessing it's going to be in the top left corner. And let's take a look at Froakie. Level 4 now. Okay, so if I use Toxic Spikes, of course my type would change to Poison, but Toxic Spike isn't really good in 1v1s. It's only good for a team-based game. So yeah, I don't know if it covers all the battlefield in a double battle. So if you don't know what Toxic Spikes do, if you throw or use Toxic Spikes, I think you can use it 3 times. The poison gets worse each time, so I'm guessing it does more damage. But if you use it, if they throw out another Pokemon, so swap Pokemon, that Pokemon they swapped into will be poisoned. And I think if you use it 3 times, which is a max, I want to say, they'll be badly poisoned, which I'm guessing does a lot more damage than just using it once. So I'll most likely use it once, unless I'm confident in Froakie that it's going to be able to do a lot of damage. I mean, if I'm going to use Toxic Spikes, and since it's a pretty fast Pokemon, it's going to outspeed a lot of Pokemon. It'll only be weak to a few things rather than being weak to electric. So I'm trying to think what poison... I think poison's weak to ground. I don't know what else it's weak to be honest. I mean, poison will types that I don't really look into very much. I mean, fire, water, grass, I know most of them, probably not all of them still. I mean, I think only the other day I got confused what a grass type move was called a grass type Pokemon was weak to. I think it was ice being good against grass. I might have got confused with that in a PvP battle. But yeah, that's just like a mind or a brain fart, to be honest. So yeah, oh, I ain't been counting. Crap. I ain't been counting how many EVs I've got. How many Pokemon have I fainted? So I've just KO'd 2 in that one, right? So I should be at 3. I'm going to have to go back in this video and count because I can't remember at all. So usually what I do for my Project Pokemon series at least is at the end of the video I'd have a cut to where I've completed the EV training process, but I don't think I can do this in these episodes just because of how long it takes. I mean, it's been 11 minutes. I've only got 3 or 4 EVs on Froakie so far. So it's going to take a long time to try and get this completed, so I also don't think I'm going to do that. But then again, I'm not too sure. I might make these videos 40 minutes longer just because they're going to take that much longer, but I'm still not going to plan on getting too many more EVs on any of my Pokemon, but it's just the thought that counts, I guess. And plus, since this is going to be my PvP team, or on my PvP team, obviously, I will like show you guys, this is Pokemon I'm going to use, this is what I'm going to EV train it in, these are attacks I'm going to give it. So, yeah, I mean, right now you can see that I'm going to be EV training in speed, and I told you that I'm going to be EV training in attack, which I told you how to do that. But, yeah, the moves, you all can see Toxic Spikes right now, which is an egg move, which is pretty helpful too, I guess. I think you have to chain breed, so I think you have to touch a Tentacruel. Oh, no, you have to catch a female Tentacle in the... I can't remember where it is. The next town, so past Route 8. You have to catch a female Tentacle. You have to level up to, I think, 11 or 13, so it can learn Toxic Spikes. Then you have to breed that female Tentacle with a male Omastar or Omanite, and you have to try and hatch a female Omanite which has Toxic Spikes, since that's the way how to get it. And you have to breed that female... Wait, no, it isn't male, is it? No, you have to breed a female Tentacle, like I said, with Toxic Spikes with a male Omanite to get a male... I completely screwed that up. Okay, let me start again. You have to breed a male Tentacle with Toxic Spikes. After you catch it, it'll be around level 10. You have to level up to, I think, 13 or 15. It actually might be 11, 13 or 15, I can't remember exactly, but once you got that male Tentacle, you have to breed it with a female Omanite, because you need a female Omanite with Toxic Spikes, which you'll get if the male Tentacle has Toxic Spikes. Then you have to breed that female... Am I saying this right? Oh no, that female Omanite that you're breeding with the male Tentacle, you have to try and get a male Omanite with Toxic Spikes, so you can breed with a female Froakie to get a Froakie with Toxic Spikes once you do it, that's how I got it, and I did that for like 150 eggs to get a hidden ability, which I think hidden abilities are either 150 or 1 in 156 or 1 in 256, I'm not too sure, but you have to screw in that probably like 3 times trying to explain that, because it is pretty difficult. I completely forgot about move or chain breeding, because it's a complete nuisance, and there's a lot of Pokemon that I have to chain breed, which I've already started doing, and of course there's a lot of Pokemon in the chain that aren't even in this game, so it's just like, well, great, I can't even do it. So you're either just going to delete them or just try and save them for later. But yeah, I'm going to have to go through this video and count up how many Magikarps I've beaten, because I have forgotten already, because if you don't know how to keep track for EV training, then I kind of realized too late. I guess you can just wait until the triangle on the stats show that it's full, but it might be like 1 or 2 off, which is why I like keeping track. So I keep a calculator open If I find a Magikarp which gives you +1 EVs, I put in 0 +1 on my calculator, press equals. Once I find one, KO it. Then if I find the next one, I'll just keep pressing equals every time. If I'm training attack, since there's the, I think it's Puppy, something Pup, or Pup something, that one gives you +1 attack EV, whereas the Herdian, which is the evolved version of it, or the evolved form, gives you +2 attack, which is why sometimes you might have to press equals once or twice depending on what Pokemon it is. You can find out what Pokemon give you what EVs or stat EVs if you just type into Google Pokemon EV, and there'll be a site on, I think, Bulbapedia, which says in the title or just on the link before you click it, Pokemon effort values, I want to say effort gains or something like that, along the lines of that, and that's how I find out all mine, and plus it'll give you all. Or if you just want to quickly find a Pokemon, you can just type in Google literally the Pokemon's name. So for example, Magikarp, click on whatever website. So I use Bulbapedia usually, just because it's the first one that usually pops up. I always just click on that. If you go down to the EV, it's the EV yield. So if you just look on the Pokemon that you're trying to look up, it should say down in the EV yield what stat EVs it will give. So there's a lot of different ones. I think there's, well, also there's 6, since there's 6 as stats. But yeah, if you just type in Google Pokemon EVs, there will be a link just to a Bulbapedia, which is titled Pokemon Effort Value Yield, which I was trying to get out, which I completely fucked that up, because I haven't used it in a while, just because I literally have only been EV training in speed and attack through Lucario and Gallade, so I didn't really need to know anything else, to be honest. But yes, I will need to try and KO a lot of these Magikarps, so I'm just going to close this calculator, because I honestly can't remember how many I've KO'd right now, so it's kind of pointless to keep using it as a meaningful method to try and keep track of this, because I've just completely forgot in reality, and that sucks, to be honest. So since this is going to be like 40 minutes long, I have to go through this video again just to see how many Pokemon I've KO'd. So that means I'm probably not going to keep carrying on with this Froakie until I found out how far in speed I have. Unless after this video I can just count it 0 again, just to make sure that I have got 252, because sometimes I add one too many EVs onto it at a time, or sometimes I just completely forget to press equals on the calculator and to add it on all together. So I don't know, I just like to make sure that I have the right values. So I usually just try and make sure I go over 252, so I usually go for around 270, 275, just to make sure that I have the correct amount of EVs, because you can't go over 252, which is why I just go and try and aim a little higher, so I know that I haven't completely just screwed myself up. So yeah, actually I'm going to go heal now. So we're getting Froakie up a lot. I mean, it's level 8 now, which is very good indeed. It looks like its special attack and attack really aren't going the way I wanted to, because I have a nature which is Jolly, which decreases special attack and increases speed. Its speed's looking pretty good, but its all stats aren't really looking that great, so I'm guessing it's got bad IVs, unfortunately. I mean, EVs are one thing, I understand EVs completely. IVs, I honestly have no clue. I don't really want to look into it, because it's just more complicated mathematic. Okay, I'm completely wrong, but just way too much maths for me. I mean, I haven't done maths in almost 2 years. Actually, I'd say 2 years. Since once I passed maths, never did it again. So yeah, that was one thing. In fact, no, I haven't done maths in 2 years, but I passed maths like, I want to say, let's see, okay, so almost 5 years ago. I think I'd passed maths with a C grade in year 9. So since our school systems go from year 9, 10, 11, then college, first year, then second year. Since I'm near the end of my second year, that's almost 5 years. So I'm happy with that, to be honest. And once I got my C grade, I didn't really push myself to go for anything higher. I mean, I know, that's me. I mean, okay, a C grade is good enough. And this is what my teachers told me. This isn't what I decided myself. My teachers told me, once you've got a C grade, just pretty much stop focusing on that lesson or subject. Go for another one and try and get more in one subject, which honestly you shouldn't do. You should try and keep a good balance, try and get A's, to be honest, or A stars or A pluses if you're American or just in different part of the world, because I know mostly in Europe, I want to say, it's an A star as the highest grade, which I actually did get one A star, which I'm actually really happy about, although it says a subject that you don't really need at all, which I got in physical education, which is PE, or I guess some people call it sports, which it is known for, but I managed to get that since there was a lot of coursework. I mean, coursework to me is easy, and plus the college course I'm on now is all coursework, so that's great. Although unfortunately for the people I think that are gonna join this year, or it might have been last year, have tests to do as well, which I completely hate tests. I honestly think they need to take tests out of any subjects. Tests are horrible and they aren't fair in a lot of ways, just because, I mean, you learn things over a few years, maybe a couple of years, and it all depends on that one test that you do. I mean, there are some cases where you can take retakes, so you get 2 chances at it, but still, that's still not fair to be honest. I mean, if you do coursework, then you can understand it one by one. I'm not fighting Guardians right now, so I'm just gonna run away because I can't keep track of magic cards right now. I've already screwed that up because I'm trying to do a commentary as well, or a video even. It's a lot harder to keep track of it, but yeah. So I completely forgot what I was talking about. I'm trying to think what I was talking about. Damn it. Oh yeah, I was talking about tests. So I mean, you spend all your time working towards trying to learn these things. So it's like maths, there's a lot of different things, and there's always this one answer which has to be correct. If you don't know that one answer, then it's wrong. English, I think, is a little bit easier, although I'm not the greatest at English. I prefer maths over English. But yeah, I think it's just really stupid how you work so hard just to do one test, and then if you just screw it up because I mean, in my case, in my final test, I could have easily got higher grades, but a lot of it was stuff that our teachers never even taught us. I mean, past the halfway line, that's it, done. No one pretty much knew anything about it. There was a few people got lucky and managed to get the right answer by literally writing in a random number, and there's a couple of people actually knew it because they did extra work on it, which I didn't really look into because, hey, I'm lazy. And plus I took the advice, which is so wrong, which my teacher told me, like I said, to put all my effort into other subjects, try and get a C grade or above on that. So I don't remember my exact results. I've got them laying around somewhere. But I managed to get a C in maths, which I did that in year 9, or it might be in early year 10. I'm not too sure, but it was still around 5 years mark that I did it previously. I got a C grade in English, which I thought was really hard, even though it's not a certain answer. But through primary school, I was never learnt punctuation. So when I went into year 7 in high school, I had no idea. I knew full stops, or periods as some people call them. That was the only punctuation I knew how to use. I mean, as you can probably tell from my early videos when I do when I'm talking chat, I never use punctuation at all because, I mean, it is chat, and plus I like to use grammar, but it's like great. And plus in a few of my videos, I used to capitalize every single starting letter in a word, which was a bad habit to be honest. I mean, it just happens. I just like using shift a lot since my finger's always laying on it. I'm just like, I gotta use shift right now. I just gotta use it. But yeah, so I managed to get a C in maths, English. I got a C in science. Actually science and additional science, the 2 separate subjects. Or I guess it's an extra subject for additional science, but I did additional science as well. Which I should have honestly got a in that as well. Or a high A, which might have pushed into an A star, but like I said, I took my teachers' advice, which is so wrong, which my teacher told me, like I said, to put all my effort into other subjects, try and get a C grade or above on that. So I managed to get a C in maths, which I thought was really hard, even though it's not a certain answer. But advised to just keep moving it along and try and get as many as you can. So I got a C in science, a C in additional science. No, in fact, I got a D in additional science because since additional science is literally the same as science, just a bit more in depth. I thought, okay, I don't have to put as much into this, and like I said, my teacher didn't really push me to do anything more than what I already did. So I was like, okay. I mean, the previous tests that we didn't really do much to them, so I just thought, and I did usually well in them. I mean, I might say ace it usually, but after that, I didn't really care about the final exams because I thought, the teachers don't really seem to care about teaching me a lot more, to be honest, which I went to a horrible school. I'm not going to say because they all downgrade it a lot, but a lot of people that probably watch this won't even know of it, so I'm just going to leave it out of it. But yeah, it just kind of sucks in general now that there's a new head teacher, which is even worse. And they've pretty much fired everyone. And there was a few teachers that were really good and I liked a lot, but they've fired pretty much everyone and brought in new people, which kind of sucks, to be honest. I mean, since my brother and sister still go to that school, I really hate it now. I hated it before, but now I really hate it. But yeah, and I trying to think what else I got. So that was 4 subjects. I did ICT, which I got a C in. I did. It's also mandatory towards the end of year 11 to do a Nuller ICT, which I can't remember what it's called, but I think if you did it, which was like a little coursework thing, which literally took me 2 days to do, of being in school like 2 hours each day, maybe. And I think you get a C or a B grade in that just automatically, which I did that. Trying to think what else I did. Also, I got a star in sports. That was pretty easy, to be honest. I mean, I'm very competitive. I can tell through videos, I guess. But during sports, coursework, I think coursework is probably one of the easiest things, and completely more better than tests, like I said, because you work through it all the time and step by step, rather than it all being pushed onto you at the same time, and you have to remember everything, which is why I think it's better. But yeah, I mean, then since I did coursework and I was very competitive while we're doing physical tests, I guess I think we did. I don't know if we actually did physical tests or not, if it was all based off the coursework, but I'm guessing there was some type of physical test in there. But since I'm very competitive, I like to go 110% to everything I did in sports, especially football or soccer, as some people call it. Also rugby, which I guess is American football. But yeah, those are 2 of my favourite sports. I mean, I did after school clubs, which involved rugby a lot, but fortunately kind of ended after like year 11, just starting year 11. Oh, no, it's end of year 10, starting year 11, because the teacher has most likely got a new job because of the new head teacher, so that's pretty unfortunate. But yeah, I also did, trying to think actually, we didn't have to do a like French, German or anything, because it wasn't mandatory for us, because I split into 4 groups. They had the people that weren't able to get C grades and were pretty much like F's, U's most likely. Yeah, U is worse in the UK, or I don't know, I think it's in the UK only. I don't know if they do it anywhere else in Europe, but a U is pretty much ungraded, so it's like if you get 0 or 1, 2 grades or marks in a test, and it's a U. But that was one of them. I can't remember what it is, but there's like future leaders, something else, and like the worst, which was that. The second from lowest was the people that were getting E's and D's, and the targets were a C. And there was mine, which I think was apprentice leaders or something like that, which I was in, and that was pretty much from C to A's, or C, B's, and not just like that things. And then future leaders were all expected to get A stars pretty much in everything, because that's how it was. I was very strict because teachers didn't like us when we didn't put in 100% effort. As you can tell, not a lot of people like that, and I guess that's why a lot of people didn't get the expected grades for a lot of subjects. I got a lot of mine, or I didn't get a lot of mine actually. That's a lie. I mean, I got C mostly, which my target grades were really high, because that's what teachers do pretty much in my school. They usually probably do that everywhere. Just like my teacher didn't really, they set the target, but then they didn't teach you anything really about it, to be honest, which kind of sucks. And like I said, I didn't. When I came home, it was YouTube or playing games. That was pretty much it for me. I mean, I didn't really revise anything. I'm gonna be honest, I did zero revising, zero revision for any of my exams. Zero. And I managed to pass, I think, 6 C2A stars, or maybe 7. I'm not too sure. I can't remember. But I did zero revision, and to be honest, I blame myself for not getting it, but I also blame the teachers for not persuading us to do as much, because I didn't really do anything in class, so I wasn't really sure what I needed to improve. I'm not too sure what I needed to try and not revise on, because I knew it pretty well. So yeah, I mean, I'll take some of the blame, since I could have done it and try and learn from it. But I don't know, if I did it and I took it in for the teachers to try and mark so I got a good feel, they didn't know it. And plus, my mum isn't really good at maths. She's good at English. My dad was really good at maths, although like from the divorce that they were going through at that stage, I really didn't want to talk to him. That story's for another day. Maybe for a draw my life for a certain goal, I guess. But that's something I will keep personal for now, since it does include all of my family and not just me. If it's something to me that's just for me, I mean, I really don't care. I mean, if you watch any of my videos, there'll probably be something in any of them that'll involve me doing something stupid, to be honest, in my life. But yeah, I think there's probably some subjects I'm forgetting, but we also had photography, which we actually had history and geography. I'll get into those, then I'll get into photography. But geography, I got an E. The reason for that is because I didn't get any of it. The teacher was great, but like I said, since geography isn't really going to help me in the future, since I'm doing health and social care and it's for being a doctor sort of thing, I think, okay, geography, not going to help. History, it might a little, so I'll go into it a little bit. I got an E in geography, since my teacher told me you don't need to bother with that. Focus on maths, English and science, since those are the main 3 subjects. History I got a D in, which I was actually surprised at, because, well, I was surprised at, but the reason why I was surprised is because the history test that we got, I had no idea what the heck it was on about. I got most of it. There was some questions that made no sense to me at all, because it was really difficult, because they use really weird language in a lot. And like I said, I'm not the best at English classes. I mean, I wasn't really taught much punctuation, like I said, so I kind of sucked at that. But it's just that I can't think of things up on mind. I have to sit down for like a good 5 hours just to get my head around something and how I want to do this, how I want to do that, and then I can just write about it non-stop. But it's that 5 hours that puts me at a disadvantage with other people, because once I get going, I can just keep talking about it and just keep waffling on about it, to be honest with you. You don't want to waffle, you just want to get straight to the point, to be honest. But in English, I guess there's a little bit of waffling to go on. But anyway, the last subject I did that I remember is photography. I hated the subject. I thought it was cool, like, okay, take some few photos, okay, pretty easy, coursework, pretty easy. I'm going to be honest, it sucked. So half of the time, or probably more than half of the time, we didn't have a teacher, so we just sat in class. Well, I'll get into this first. So first time, we had a set classroom, which was usually full of a different class, because there was double booked most of the time, so we just sat around doing nothing most of the time. The second reason is because our teacher didn't show up, so we just sat around doing anything anyway. So that's majority of the time. If we did have a class, we usually just go around, do courseworks like we did in physical education or sports, where you have to go around, take certain pictures of plants and things like that, and when you like say what settings you use on the camera, such things like that. I was expected to get I want to say a C or B on that, I'm not too sure, but I managed to get I want to say an F. And I'll tell you why I got an F, because since we're doing coursework and we had all these books and the teacher takes them all and marks them, guess what the teacher did? And we've had 3 teachers. We had the supply teacher, our main teacher before the supply teacher, because I think the first teacher went on I was pregnant, I can't remember what it is, maternity leave. And the third teacher was really stupid. So, first one, she took our coursework home when she was on maternity leave, and she said that she'd bring it back, which she did, but it took longer than expected to. And the supply teacher we had until we got a new main teacher couldn't really teach us anything because he didn't know what we were doing, so he just let us do nothing, pretty much, or anything we wanted. So we just sat in class doing nothing, which was great. Once we got the coursework back, the supply teacher took them home to mark them again. Most of them got back, so he lost around a good, I want to say 25%, so 1/4 of people's work, by trying to get it back to the school, so that sucked. And then the third teacher that we had lost all of work at the end of the year, so we didn't even get a grade. There was, I want to say, 5 people that actually took their books home rather than handed them in on that day, so they got their grades, but the rest of the class didn't get anything. So we should have got a U's, but I think they gave us an F because of that reason or something like that. I'm not too sure why we ended up with an F and not a U, since we had 0 points because the teacher lost our books, which had all of our coursework in from 2 years ago till the end of the year. And I honestly have no idea how it happens and how stupid you could be to lose that of such importance. And there's like 30 people in the class. How do you lose 25 or 30 books? I don't get it. I also don't get it. So yeah, I was kind of peed off about that because that was completely not my fault, and the whole class suffered from it. Honestly, I have no idea what else to tell you. So yeah, that kind of sucks. But anyway, that's been a whole rant about my school and why it sucks so much. So yeah, and plus our teachers, there was a few teachers that pushed us to do a lot of activities, but only for that lesson. They didn't really push us to do anything for any other lessons. I mean, including English. Not really so much as maths because we had so many different teachers. I mean, wow, we had so many teachers. We had like 5 teachers per like a year, so that's like 10 teachers in total probably. But in English we got told, okay, I'll keep pushing more because since she was really strict about, especially English, since it's one of the best subjects you need to get a high grade in, which I only got a C, which I'm happy about passing it at least. But yeah, that was pretty much the only subject I was pushed into once I was in it. Whereas the rest of them was like, okay, you've got a C, you've passed a good grade. You can get higher, but I'm going to tell you, try and get some other passing grades in other subjects, which I took stupidly for some reason. I know, I thought, okay, teachers tell me this, they say they know the best, or they know best, like everyone usually says, and of course, don't take that, or make that same mistake that I did. Strong subjects you're in, and you know that you're going to get an A star in, okay, you can tone down a little bit and work towards other ones that you're kind of suffering in, but make sure you keep doing the same work on the same, along all of your subjects, and the ones that you're struggling, put in a little bit more effort. Otherwise, you're not going to get them. I mean, I managed to pass with luck, to be honest. So, like I said, I got my passing maths grade in end of year 9, starting of year 10. I got my English grade at end of year 11, since that's when we took grades. We took maths ones early for some reason, or we had the chance to take them early, which I was thrown into that category. So that was that. At the end of year 11, managed to get my science, got my D in additional science, which wasn't a pass. It's a C or higher for a pass in the UK at least. So I think I managed to get 6 or 7 passes. I can't remember if I missed a few in this whole rant, but yeah, anyway, we've gone on for almost 40 minutes. I think I'm going to leave it off there. We did a bit of progress on Froakie, so that's going to be great. I mean, Protean Froakie is going to help so much. So yeah, I think I'm going to leave that video off there. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a comment on what other game playing Roblox, including Brick Bronze. Like always, I will see you guys next time.